Hello guys, welcome back to Christianity Reloaded. If the Catholic Church, if the Pope, the office of the Pope ceases to exist in the Catholic Church, what does it mean? It means that the Catholic Church is dead. Is not Catholic Church anymore. It's not Catholic. You know, if we don't have Pope for, if a Catholic Church doesn't have Pope for maybe let's say 10 years, and they don't have mechanism to have another one, it means it's not Catholic Church. It's a different religion. It becomes a different religion. That's the how important the office of the papacy is. But let's see if the same apply to the, let's say, Eastern Orthodox or the Orthodox branches. Because Orthodox, especially Eastern Orthodox, they are very big on ecumenical councils. If you're a Catholic and you're gonna have a dialogue or a debate with an Eastern Orthodox or any Orthodox, whether Oriental, Coptic, you can have a dialogue for 10 minutes without one of you bringing up ecumenical council, because the Orthodox churches, or especially Eastern Orthodox churches, they breed on ecumenical council. Without, if you wipe out ecumenical councils, you don't see Orthodox church. But the point I'm trying to make today about the Orthodox church is that what's happened. Remember in my opening statement, I said that if there's no Pope, if office of the Pope is stopped existing in the Catholic Church, it becomes a different religion. But we cannot say the same thing like if the Eastern Orthodox churches that are big or that depend on ecumenical council to define doctrines and even put new doctrines, if the ecumenical council disappear, like if the mechanism, because when I talk about if the Pope, office of the Pope disappear for 10 years, and I put a caveat there, like if there is no mechanism to elect a new Pope, it means that the Pope the Catholic Church is gone. It's different religion. And the same thing I want to talk about the Orthodox Church or Eastern Orthodox Church about ecumenical councils. Now it's very obvious, very, very obvious that the Eastern Orthodox Church or all the Orthodox churches, they are not able to convene ecumenical council, even if their life depends on it. Can you say that the mechanism, they don't have the mechanism, they don't have the capacity to conduct ecumenical council? Does it mean that the Eastern Orthodox Church is dead? I mean, you can arrive to that conclusion, or you can disagree, say like they are not dead. But I'm gonna go to the middle ground. I'm not gonna say they are dead, because I don't want them to die, That's not what I want them to die. I want them to prosper, because they have valid sacrament. They have valid sacraments, and they have valid priesthood, bishops. But the middle ground I'm gonna arrive to is that the Eastern Orthodox churches, or all the Orthodox churches, whether any branch of it, they are in coma. They're not dead yet, but they're just in coma. But if you come to the conclusion they're dead, it's up to you. But I'm gonna say that the Eastern Orthodox churches, or the church, or all the Orthodox churches, they are in coma. And the point I'm trying to make about saying that they're in coma is because, let's say, as they normally talk about the first 1,000 years of the church, they have series of ecumenical council model, or 7, not including local ecumenical councils. But now they can't even convene any ecumenical council anymore, because they can't. And when I look at what need to be done, the valid requirement for ecumenical council in terms of the Orthodox Church, I see some very, very deficient requirement they have in their own requirement. I mean, I'm talking about the Orthodox Church requirement. They have like this deficiency there, because they're talking about, I think there's like about 7 or 6 or 4 major churches, like they're supposed to be there. And one of these churches, Rome, Church of Rome, the Latin, the Latin Church, like the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church, you can call it the Catholic Church. They're supposed to be present in a ecumenical council. For that ecumenical, this is the requirement for the Orthodox Church. And that this requirement, they cannot achieve it, because once they said they want to convene ecumenical councils, the Latin Church, we're gonna say, what a minute, we're not in communion. Why should we participate why should it be ecumenical? It's not ecumenical anymore, because we are not in communion with you. But the one good thing about the Catholic Church is we can always convene ecumenical councils, and we have mechanism to know which ecumenical council is right and wrong. The Orthodox Church doesn't even have it. That's why the Eastern, the Coptic, the Oriental Orthodox churches, and the Eastern Orthodox churches, they can't agree on which ecumenical council are valid. I think Oriental, I think they take like 3 ecumenical councils as valid. The rest of them is not valid for them. And there's no way you can. How are you going to, as Eastern Orthodox Church, say that they are wrong? You don't have a mechanism to say that they are wrong, But we can always, as a Catholic, we can always look at the Pope, the office of the Pope, to tell us this ecumenical council is not valid. We shouldn't bind our conscience to it, and we take it by faith, But in Orthodox Church, who is gonna who is gonna approve that ecumenical councils that are valid or not? That's a problem for the Eastern Orthodox Church. That's a problem for our brothers and sisters there. Thank you for watching. Peace.